the Untold collapse. Imagine this. One driver ascends from the shadows to become the face of a new generation. Another is tossed aside, humiliated, discarded, and forgotten, before his season even begins. And deep within the paddock, a once promising F1 team tears itself apart from the inside. This isn't Netflix drama. This is real. This is Formula One, and this past week, it changed everything. Let's uncover the top 3 moments that rocked the F1 world this week. From the streets of Miami to boardroom betrayals, this is a story of glory, downfall, and a team on the edge of collapse. Top 1. Piastri's Miami Masterclass. Oscar Piastri didn't just win the Miami Grand Prix. He announced himself as the new king-in-waiting of Formula One. The Aussie driver, just 23 years old, started third on the grid behind Norris and Verstappen. But from the very first lap, you could feel it. This wasn't going to be just another race. By lap 15, he made a fearless move on Max Verstappen at turn 11. A textbook pass that left the Red Bull star stunned. It wasn't reckless. It was perfect. Then came the strategy calls. Cool, calculated, and executed with precision, McLaren was operating like a team from another era. Dominant, efficient, united. Piastri crossed the line first. Norris came in second. And George Russell, nursing a stomach bug and visibly unwell, snatched third for Mercedes. Max Verstappen? He finished off the podium, visibly frustrated, uncomfortable, human. With that result, Piastri now leads the championship by 16 points, and whispers are getting louder. Is this the beginning of the end for Max's reign? Top 2. Jack Doohan's F1 dream in ruins. While one Aussie rose, another fell. Jack Doohan entered the 2025 season with quiet confidence. His Alpine debut had promise, raw talent, racing heritage, and a hunger to prove himself. But F1 doesn't wait for potential. After a series of disappointing performances, capped off by a crash in Miami, Doohan was unceremoniously dropped from the team. There was no farewell video, no paddock goodbye, just a statement. Franco Colapinto would be replacing him for the next 5 races. Doohan was stunned. The paddock, speechless. His father, 5-time MotoGP world champion Mick Doohan, didn't stay silent. He released telemetry data suggesting Jack was being set up to fail. Saddled with a poorly balanced car, inconsistent strategies, and no internal support. But that wasn't the worst of it. Soon after the announcement, reports surfaced of anonymous threats sent to both Jack and his girlfriend. Online abuse turned into real-world fear. Security was increased. Police were involved. Doohan wasn't just fired, he was targeted. And in that moment, F1's brutal underbelly was exposed for all to see. Top 3. Alpine implodes. Just when things couldn't get worse for Alpine, they did. Team principal Oliver Oakes, under fire for his handling of the Doohan situation, resigned midweek. Most thought that would be the end of the scandal, but Formula One rarely moves in straight lines. The next day, his brother William Oakes was arrested, linked to a fraudulent financial scheme involving offshore F1 marketing accounts. The timing, suspicious. The optics, disastrous. Suddenly, Alpine wasn't just a struggling team, it was a liability. Sponsors pulled out of media events. Internal memos leaked, upgrades were frozen, suppliers were unpaid, and paddock whispers turned into newsroom headlines. Will Alpine survive the season? Closing. A week that changed everything. In 7 days, the face of Formula One shifted. Oscar Piastri has the momentum, the machinery, and the mentality to go all the way. Jack Doohan has become a symbol of how cruel the sport can be. And Alpine? They may be on the edge of collapse. This sport has always walked the line between brilliance and brutality. But this week, we saw how thin that line really is. So what's next? Will Red Bull strike back? Can Mercedes regain their edge? Or are we witnessing the beginning of the McLaren era? Call to action. If you want more of F1's most explosive, emotional, and untold stories, subscribe to F1 Untold Racing, drop a like, and let us know in the comments. Is this Oscar Piastri's year, or is Verstappen just biding his time? Until next time, keep racing, keep believing, and never blink. Because in Formula One, everything can change in a single week.